Hello everyone. Today's topic is exercises on repetitive structures. Repetitive structures. Repetitive structures are also called as loops. Loop is a block of statements which are repeatedly executed for certain number of times. Loops are used in programming to repeat a specific block until some end condition is met. A loop allows one to execute a statement or block of statements repeatedly. There are mainly two types of iterations or loops. First one is unbounded iteration or unbounded loop, and second one is bounded iteration or bounded loop. A loop can either be a pre-test loop or be a post-test loop as illustrated in the diagram. Next, repeating a particular portion of the program either a specified number of time or until a particular number of condition is being satisfied. So in C programming, there are only two types of loops. First one is unbounded loop. These are two types, that is while loop and do while loop. Second one is bounded loop. There is only one type, that is for loop. In unbounded looping, statements are used when we don't know how many times the set of statements has to be repeated. Unbounded looping statements can either be a pre-test loop or be a post-test loop. Pre-test loops. In each iteration, the control expression is tested first. If it is true, the loop continues. Otherwise, the loop is terminated. Here example is while loop. Next, post-test loop. In each iteration, the loop actions are executed. Here action means a group of statements. Then the control expression is tested. If it is true, a new iteration is started. Otherwise, the loop terminates. Example, do while loop. So in this slide, we have to remember the different types of loops. So here two loops are there. First one is unbounded, second one is bounded loop. Again, unbounded is divided into two loops. One is while loop, second one is do while loop. Whereas bounded loop is divided into one type, that is for loop. So here there are two bounded unbounded looping statements are used when we don't know how many times that set of statements has to be repeated. Unbounded looping statements can either be a pre-test loop or be a post-test loop. So here, what is pre-test loops? So in each iteration, the control expression is tested first. That means the first expression is evaluated. If it is true, the loop continues. Otherwise, the loop is terminated. So while loop is a pre-test loop. So next one is a post-test loop means. So in each iteration, the loop actions at the first statements are executed. Then the control expression is tested. So this means after executing the first, the compiler executes the statements. After that, the expression is tested. If it is true, the a new iteration is started. Otherwise, the loop will be terminated. Do while is do while loop is an example for this loop. So first one is the while loop. Here, the while loop is used to exit a single statement or block of statements repeatedly as long as the given condition is true. Once the condition is false, the loop will be terminated. So here syntax. So while, so here while is a keyword. In parenthesis, I am writing as condition. So here generally in C language, every line must end with a semicolon. Here while is a loop, so that should not end with a keyword, I mean semicolon. So while the condition open curly braces, here in the first dash lines we have to declare variables and initializations we have to write here. And the next one is a block of statements, and after that we have to write the updation of statements, that is increment or decrement of variables. So now closing curly braces. So in this while loop, the first condition is evaluated. So in the condition we use an expression or a variable. So here the expression is evaluated first. So if the condition or expression is true, then the block of statements are executed. If the condition is false, the loop will be terminated and the control is moved to the statement which is directly below the closing curly brace of while loop. So this is a while flow chart. So in the first the flow chart, so we have is, so the first one we have to start the program. Here the start indicates with a vowel symbol, and the diamond symbol is a evaluation condition, and rectangular uses the execution of the statements. So vowel symbol start and indicates start and stop symbol. So here the first we have to start the program. So first the compiler executes the condition, so which is written in diamond. So once the condition is true, then the compiler executes the statements. Now again goes to the condition. Condition again the compiler executes test the condition. If the condition is true, then again it will execute the statements. Now the compiler moves to the condition, again it will check the condition whether it is true. If it is true, then the a block of statements will be executed, and the move, and again compiler checks the condition. If it is false, then the while loop will be terminated. This is the process of the while statement, execution of a while statement. So here I'm writing one program on while loop. So here program aim is write a C program to print n natural numbers using while loop. So here I'm writing hash include stdio.h hash include conio.h. Here I have used two include functions. They are preprocessor directives. They include the standard input output header files and conio console input output files functions. So next I am using a void main function. So here void means it is a keyword which does not return any value. So and main function, we know that in C program a program's execution always starts with main function. So here opening curly braces int n comma I equal to 1 semicolon. Here I declared two variables, that is n and I. Both are integer values, and also I have done one thing here, I equal to 1, that is initialization also done here. So 1 is assigned to I variable. So now next I am using CLRS here. So CLRS here means it clears the screen output screen. So next one is printf statement. So in printf statements I'm writing a message like enter n value to print n natural numbers. Here we are used escape sequence character, that is slash n. That means the cursor is moved to the next line. So after that, to read that value we use a scanf function. So here scanf bracket open double quotes in double quotes I'm writing percentage d comma ampersand n. So here percentage d means it's the format specifier. So here format specifier it is an integer. So here integer, it accepts only integer. This value will be stored in address of n. So next statement is printf statement. It is output statement. It displays the message on the output screen. Here the message is natural numbers up to percentage d colon double quote slash n bracket close semicolon. Here the output statement, it displays the message on the output screen like natural numbers up to percentage d. Here percentage d is substituted with n. Here n variable contains a value. So that value will be placed in percentage d. So next I am writing here while condition. So in that condition I am writing I less than or equal to n. So opening curly braces, printf in the bracket open, double quotes percentage d slash n double quotes comma I bracket close semicolon. So here this printf statement prints I value, and the next slash n means, and the cursor is moved to the next line. Again I used I write, so I used I plus plus here. I wrote I plus plus here. That means I value will be incremented. Here plus plus means it is a post increment. I value will be incremented by 1. So and I'm closing the curly braces. So now I'm get ch character and the semicolon bracket close. So here get ch means it's a get character. The compiler will wait for this character. Whenever we give a character, the output will be closed. So here see the outputs. So first, whenever we execute the C program, so we will see output screen like enter n value to print n natural numbers. Here I am printing 5. So I want to see the 5 natural numbers. Okay. So whenever I enter 5, the second printf statement, that is number natural numbers up to 5, will be printed on output screen. So after that, come to the while condition. Here I is replaced with 5. That is, sorry, I is equal, I is 1. So n is 5 here in the condition. I is 1, n is 5. So here 1 less than or equal to 5. Here the condition is true. Then the loop statement, while loop statement will be executed. Here in while loop, the first statement is printf statement. The bracket open, in the brackets, in the double quotes, percentage d. So here I'm printing percentage d slash in double quotes comma I. So here in place of percentage d, I value will be printed. So by default the first I is equal to 1 now. So the one will be printed on the output screen. So here slash n indicates that the cursor will be moved to the next position. So next in the while loop, after printf statement we have I plus plus. That means I value will be incremented by 1. So in the previously I value is 1. Now I value will be incremented by 1. That is 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So now the I value is 2. Again the compiler goes to the while condition. Here 2 less than or equal to 5. The condition is true. So then it will execute the printf statement. So now I value be printed, that is 2. Again I value I plus plus means I value will be incremented by 1. That is 2 plus 1 is equal to 3. So now I value will be 3. 3 again the compiler goes to while. So now the compiler will check the condition. So I less than or equal to, that is I is means 3. 3 less than or equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true. Again now the compile enter into the while loop. So here the printf statement that will print the I value. So here I value is 3. Again I plus plus, that means I value will be incremented by 1, that is 3 plus 1 I. Now I value is 4. Again the compiler goes to the while statement. So I here I value is 4. 4 less than or equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true. Again the printf statement is executed. It prints the 4 on the output screen. After that I value will be incremented by 1. Now the I value is 5. So now compiler goes to while condition and it will check the condition. Here I is 5. 5 less than or equal to 5. Yes, the condition is true. Now it will print the I value, that is 5, and I value will be incremented by 1. Now the I value is 6. Now the compiler goes to the while statement, while condition. Now the condition 6 less than or equal to 5. Here the condition is false. So if the condition is false, then the loop will be terminated. The compiler goes to the get ch statement. So here get ch means the compiler waits for a character. After getting a character, the program will be ended and it will show the output as given below. So 1 2 3 4 5, this is the out. So second program. Here I am writing a C program to print numbers in reverse order using while loop. So here I am included two standard functions, that is the standard IO input output functions and console input output functions. And so I'm writing a void main. So again open curly braces, int n comma I equal to 1 semicolon. So here I am declaring two variables n and I. They are integer type and I value is assigned to 1. One value is assigned to 1 I. So after that we have a statement clr which clears the output screen. Now I am using a printf statement here. So in the printf statement I am writing a message like enter n value to print in reverse order, and again I am using a escape sequence, that is /n. So it is used to move the cursor to the next line. So to read the n value we use a scanf statement. Scanf bracket open double quotes percentage d double quotes comma ampersand n. So here after reading a value, the value will be stored in address of n variable. So again I am using a printf statement. This message will be printed on the output screen. That is the message here. The message is reverse numbers from percentage d to 1. Here percentage is substituted with the n value. So next after I am writing a condition here. So while here I am condition is n greater than or equal to I. Now open curly braces, printf percentage d slash n double quotes comma n. Here n value will be printed and n minus minus, it is n value decrement operator. N value will be decremented by 1 bracket close. This is end of the while statement. After that we have a get ch character and closing the main function, that is curly brace closing curly brace. So here whenever we run the run, so running this alt plus F9, that is compiling. So first we have to compile the program. So compiling, what is the key to compile the program? Alt plus F9. So here whenever we compile the program, the source code will be translated into binary language. So if there are any example, any errors, so the errors will be displayed with line numbers. Go to the particular line number and correct it. Again recompile the program. So if there are no errors, now we have to run the program. To run the program, press Ctrl plus F9 on the keyboard. So now the output the output display. To see the results, press Alt plus F5. Now you will get the outputs. So here first Alt plus F9 after. So Alt plus F9 after compiling. Next I'm executing the program, Control plus F9. So now the output window displays with the following message: enter n value to print in reverse order. So here I'm entering the value 5. So and also I used a printf statement here to display the message like reverse numbers from 5 to 1. After writing this, the now the compiler will go to the while statement here. Here we have a condition that is n value is 5, I value is 1. So 5 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. Now the compiler enters into the loop, while loop. Here we have a printf statement. So in percentage d slash n value will be printed. Here n value is 5. The 5 value will be printed on the output screen. Here n minus minus, that means decrement operator we are using. N minus minus means n value will be decremented by 1. So 5 minus 1 equal to 4. So now the value n value is 4. So 4 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. Now the printf, we have printf statement. Here n value will be printed, and here n value is 4. 4 will be printed on the output screen. Again here n minus minus, that means the n value decremented by 1. So 4 minus 1 equal to 3. So now the value of n is 3. Again the compiler goes to the while condition. Here while in the condition 3 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. Again the n value will be printed, that is 3 on the output screen, and the n value will be decremented. 3 minus 2, 3 minus 1. Now the value n value is 2. 2 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. Again the n value will be displayed on the output screen, that is 2. Now the n value will be decremented by 1. So 2 minus 1 equal to 1. Again the compiler goes to the while condition. So here n value is 1 greater than or equal to 1. Yes, the condition is true. Now the n value will be printed on the output screen, that is 1, and n value will be decremented by 1. 1 minus 1, that is equal to 0. So again the compiler goes to the while statement, and while now 0 greater than or equal to 1. Here the condition is wrong, so the loop will be terminated. Now the compiler goes to the get ch statement. Here get ch means the compiler waits for a character. After entering the character, the output screen will be terminated, closed. So this is the execution of the while loop. So now the values will be printed from 5 to 1, that is in reverse order. So next one is do while loop. So it is similar to while loop. The main difference here is the condition is tested after the body of the loop, and the statement in the body will be executed at least once, whether the condition is true or false. So here the do while is also similar to the while loop. Here in do while first statements are executed. After executing the statements, the compiler will check the condition. If the condition is true, then it will go execute the statements. Otherwise the loop will be terminated. So this is the procedure. So here we have syntax. Here do is a keyword, and opening the curly braces. In the first dash line we can declare or initialize the variables, and next we have a block of statements. So next we use the increment or decrement, that is updating of variables, and closing the curly braces I am writing the condition here, while in brackets condition. So first it execute the compiler now executes the block of statements. After executing the statements, the condition will be checked. If the condition is true, then again the block of statements will be executed. Otherwise the compiler moves to the next, which is directly below the while condition. So this is the flowchart for the do while loop. So here first we have to start the program. So in do while loop, first statements are executed. Now the compiler checks the condition. If the condition is true, then it will evaluate the statements. That means it will execute the statement. Again the compiler come to the condition, it will check the condition. If it is true, again it will execute the statements. After executing the statements, the compiler will execute, will check the condition. If it is true, then the again the statements will be executed. Now the compiler checks the condition. If the condition is false, the loop will be terminated. So this is the process of do while loop. So what is the difference between while and do while loop? So there is a minor difference between while and do while loop. While loop test the condition before executing any of the statement of loop, whereas do while loop test condition after having executed the statement at least one within the loop. If initial condition is false, while loop wouldn't executed its statement. On other hand, do while loop executed its statement at least once, even if condition false to first time. So it means do while loop always executes at least once. Do while loop used rarely when we want to execute a loop at least once. So here the main difference is, so while loop the first condition, first it will compiler check the condition in do while loop, in while loop. So in do while loop first statements are executed, after that the condition will be checked. That is the first condition. So next one is, if the condition is false, while loop statements will not be executed. So whereas in do while loop first statement executed after the condition, after condition is checked. So whether the condition is true or false, the first statements are executed. That means do while loop always executes the statements at least once. So this is the difference between do while. So next to write a programming, I'm writing a programming and do while loop. So here write a C program to print the table of 5 from 1 to 10 using do while loop. Here I am using to hash include stdio.h as usual, hash include conio.h. In this I'm including standard input output and console input output files to our program using preprocessor directory, that is a hash include. So here void main, so this main function should not return any value. So after that I'm opening curly braces. So I'm declaring and initializing a variable. Here I is int I equal to 1. I declared a variable I, and which is integer data type, and it is initialized by 1. So I value is 1. And now CLR is here, that is used to clear the output screen. So next to do is a keyword, opening the curly braces. So here do while the first statements are executed in this loop, first statements are uh, executed. So here the first statement is printf statement. In the printf statement I'm writing double quotes 5 star percentage d equal to percentage d slash n double quotes comma I comma I 5 star I. So here in we used 2 percentage d's, that means format specifiers, both are integer type. Here first percentage d is used to display the I value, and the second percentage d is used to display the 5 star I value. So after that I value incremented and closing the curly braces. So here I am writing the condition while in brackets I less than or equal to 10 semicolon. So after that I am writing the get ch double quotes bracket close. So this is a program. It prints the table of 5. So let's see the execution. So first we have to compile the program, that is alt plus F9. So if there are no errors, then execute the program by pressing Ctrl plus F9. To see the output, press alt plus F5. So here in this program I value will be initialized to 1. In the do statement, first 5 value will be printed the in the format 5 percentage 5 star percentage d equal percentage d. So this is the format. In the first percentage d I value will be printed, that is 1 is equal. In the second percentage d we have a formula like 5 star I, that is 5 into 1, that is 5. So that will be printed on the output screen. 5 star 1 is equal to 5. Now I plus plus. So here I value will be printed. I plus plus 1 means I, so I here I value is 1. So 1 plus 1 equal to 2. So now the now I can I value is 2. Here the condition, while condition I less than or equal to 10, yes the condition is true. Now it will execute the statements. Do while it next printf statement 5 star percentage d, that is I value. Here I value is 2 is equal percentage d. So here percentage d means 5 star I, that is 5 star 2 into 5 into 2, that equals 10. So in the second percentage d replace it with 10. So in the output window 5 star 2 equal 10. So this will be printed on the output. Again next I value will be incremented. Now the I value is 3. Now the compiler checks the condition 3 less than or equal to 10, yes the condition is true. Again do it will go to the do loop. So here printf statement 5 star percentage d. So here the value is n value is 3. 5 star 3 is equal to percentage d. Here the second percentage is 5 star 3, that is 15. So 15 will be printed in second percentage d in place of percentage d. So 5 star 3 is equal to 15. The value will be printed on the output screen. Now the next I plus plus I value will be incremented, that is I plus 3 plus 1. Now the I value is 4. 5 less than or equal to 10, yes the condition is true. Again the value will be, again the statements will be executed. Here printf statement 5 star 4 equal 5 star 4 equal to 20. So 5 star 4 is equal 20, that will be printed. Again I value will be incremented. Now the I value will be, now I value will be 5. 5 less than or equal to 10, the condition is true. So it will do this, it will execute this statement until the condition becomes false, that is I value 11 up to I value is 11. Once the condition is false, so I 11 less than or equal to 10, so the condition is false. Now it will go to the get ch statement. Here get character, get ch means get ch character. The execution will be ended after giving a input character. So we'll see the output like as given like this. 5 star is equal, 5 star 1 is equal to 5. 5 star 2 is equal to 10. 5 star 3 equal to 15. 5 star 4 equal to 20. 5 star 5 equal to 25. 5 star 6 is equal to 30. 5 star 7 equal to 35. 5 star 8 equal to 40. 5 star 9 equal to 45. 5 star 10 equal to 50. This is the output. Next one is for loop. So here for loop, the for statement is used to execute a single statement or a block of statements repeatedly as long as the given condition is true. Syntax for loop: for bracket open. So first we use initialization. So next semicolon, that is end of the statement. Now I'm writing the condition test. Again end of the line, that is semicolon. Next I have to increment or decrement the value, bracket close, and open curly braces. So now we use a local declarations or initialization. Now a block of statements executed repeatedly. Okay, close the curly braces. So here let's see the flow of control in a for loop. How the for loop is executed. So first the initialization step is executed first and only once. See this, the in the for loop first statement is initialization. So whenever for loop is executed, first initialization step is executed, and the statement executed only once. And the next, the condition is evaluated. If it is true, the body of the loop is executed. If it is false, the body of the loop does not execute. So this is the next second step. In the second step, the condition is evaluated. If the condition is true, the body of the loop will be executed. Otherwise, will not be executed. Then, if the condition is true, block of statements are executed. Next, compiler is jumped to the increment or decrement step. By default, increment or decrement value is 1. Based on the condition, the statements are executed. After executing the statement, the compiler will jump to the increment or decrement step. Here by default increment or decrement value is 1. So the condition is now evaluated again. If it is true, the loop executes and the process repeats itself. That is body of the loop, the increment step, and then again condition. If the condition becomes false, the for loop will be terminated. So this is the flow of the control in a for loop. So this is the flow chart of the for loop. So first, as usual, we have to start the program. So in this, evaluate initial value. Okay. After that, we have to check the condition. So if the condition is true, then a block of statements will be executed. After that, we can do or increment or decrement. After increment or decrementing the value, now again we have to check the condition. If it is true, it will execute the statements. After that, it will increment or decrement the value. Again, the compiler goes to the condition and it will check the condition. If it is false, then the loop will be terminated. So this is the process of for loop. So in the for loop, first we have to start the program. In the for loop, first we have to evaluate initial value, and then we have to check the compiler will check the condition. If it is true, then the block of statements will be executed and the compiler jump to the increment or decrement section. After incrementing or decrementing a value, then again the compiler goes to the condition. If it is true, again it will execute the statements. After that, the compiler will jump to increment or decrement. The compiler now moves to the condition. If it is false, the for loop will be terminated. So this is for loop. So for this we have a program here. So these programs use it to find the sum of first n natural numbers. Sum of first n natural numbers. This is the program. So I'm writing here hash include stdio.h. Here I'm including a standard input output files to our program. So I'm declaring one main function that is integer type, and it should return a integer value. So open curly braces, int space I comma n comma s equal to 0. I here in this statement I am declared the three variables I n s. These three are the integer data type, and I have done one more thing also, that is s is in slide to 0. So next I'm 0. Next one is a printf statement. So this the it prints the message on the output screen. Here the message is enter a value of n. Here we have used escape sequence, that is slash n, that is used to move the cursor to the next line. So to read the value I use a scanf function. So bracket open percent in double quotes percentage d comma ampersand n. The readed value will be stored in address of n. So now after that I'm writing is for loop. So here I'm using for loop in brackets I equal to 1. So here initialization is done. So I value is equal to 1. So after that I am writing condition I less than or equal to n. So this is the condition. After that I am writing incrementa, that is I plus plus 1 bracket open. So here I am done. I am doing the sum. So for this one I'm writing the formula s is equal to s plus I semicolon. So and again closing the for loop. So this process will be repeated. So here s plus s is equal to s plus I. This statement is repeatedly executed repeatedly until the condition becomes false. So after for loop I'm using a printf statement, that is sum equal to percentage d. Here percentage d value is replaced with percentage d is replaced with yes value. So after again the function should return a value. Here I'm writing a return keyword, that is 0 semicolon end of the main function, that is closing curly braces here. So first I have to compile the program. So alt plus F9, and next we have to run the program. Control plus F9 to see the results. Press alt plus F5. So here, so whenever we run the program, first it displays a message like enter value of n. Here I am entering 15. Now now the compiler goes to the for loop. So it will execute the for loop. So here I value is colon 1, I less than or equal to I plus plus. So first statement is s equal to s plus I. Here s is 0, I is 1. So 0 plus 1 1. So s contains 1. Now the I value incremented, that is 1 plus 2 1 plus 1. Again the condition is now the condition here, the condition is 2 less than or equal to n, that is 15. 2 less than or equal to 15. Yes, condition is true. Now it will execute the statement s equal to s plus y. S contains 2. So s contains 1, i.e. 2. So 1 plus 2 equal to 3. Now s contains 3. Now it will check the condition 3 less than or equal to 15. Yes, condition is true, and it will execute the statement s plus I, and the result will be stored like that. The sum value will be calculated. So after the calculating the value, the sum value will be printed, that equal to 20. Sum is equal to 20. So here is a C program here as a printing stars. Hashing I'm including two files, header files, that is stdio conio.h. void main function int I comma j. I'm declaring two variables ij. I'm clrs cr means clear in the output screen. So I'm using for loop, that is I equal to 0 initialization, I less than 5, that is condition, I plus plus, that is incrementing I value. So again I'm using the for loop for j equal to 0, j less than 5, j plus plus. So now in the printf statement I am using star will be printed on the output screen. So inner after closing inner for loop I am writing printf slash n, that is slash n means here the next compiler goes to the next cursor position goes to the next line. After closing the first for loop we get to get ch close of the main function. So first I value will be 0. So here I value shows rows and j value shows columns. Okay, so simple. So I means here rows, j means columns. So here I is 0 in the first for loop, I is 0, I less than or equal to 5, j plus plus. In the first loop j is 0, j less than 5, j plus plus plus. So in the first statement the first star will be printed only single. Now j value will be incremented, that is here j less than I, so not 5 here, j less than 5, here I value will be 1, I value will be 1, 0. So 1 less than 0, the condition is false. Now I value will be incremented, now the I value is 1. Again it will enter into the loop. Again check the condition here, j value is 1, sorry, j value is 0, the condition is 0 greater less than 1. Yes, the condition is true, it will print the star. Again come to the j value will be come to 1. Okay, so this will be processed. So here j value will be printed 5 times and I value will be printed 5 times. So totally we have, in first row we will print a single star, in second row we will print 2 stars, in third row we will print 3 stars, in fourth row 4 stars will be printed, in fifth row 5 stars will be printed. So now break statement, sometimes it becomes necessary to come out of the loop even before loop condition becomes false, then break statement is used. Break statement is used inside loop and switch statements. It causes immediate exit from that loop in which it appears, and it is generally written with condition. It is written with the keyword as break. So when break statement is encountered, loop is terminated and control is transferred to the statement immediately after loop or situation where we want to jump out of the loop instantly without waiting to get back to conditional state. So when break is encountered inside any loop, control automatically passes to the first statement after the loop. So simple thing, break means it causes an immediate exit from the loop or switch case. So that is the thing. Break means it causes an immediate exit from the loop or switch. Mainly break is used in switch for loop. So here is a small program. So here void main bracket open into j equal to 0. So for loop there is no initialization, but I am writing condition here, j value must be less than 6, and after that j value will be incremented. So here initially j equals 0, that will be printed on the output screen. Now the j value will be after that if statement is executed here, 0 double equal to 0, so condition is false. So now the break statement is not executed, Now the loop will continue, j value will be incremented. So here the j value is 1 less than 6, the condition is true. Now j value will be printed here. Now the j value is 1, that is printed on the output screen. Again if statement is executed, that is 1 double equal to 4. Here condition is false, so break statement will not be executed here. Now the loop will be continued, j plus plus I value will be incremented, that is now the j value is 2, that is printed on the output screen. And now it will check the if condition 2 double equal to 4, the condition is wrong. Again the loop will be continued, so up to this loop will be continued up to 4 whenever j value will be 4 if statement is executed. So here 4 double equal to 4, yes the condition is true. Now the break statement is executed. So here now break statement causes an exit from the for loop. Okay, after closing curly braces we do not have any statements, so it will print the output like 0 1 2 3. So this is the output for this program. So next one is continuous statement. Continuous statement is used for continuing next iteration of loop after skipping some statement of loop. When it encountered control automatically passes through the beginning of the loop. It is usually associated with the if statement. It is useful when we want to continue the program without executing any part of the program. The difference between break and continue is when the break encounter loop is terminated and it transferred to the next statement. And when continue is encountered, the control come back to the beginning position. So in while and do while loop, after continue statement, control transfer to the test condition and the loop continue. Whereas in for loop after continue, control transfer to the updating expression and condition is tested. Here is a small program. So void main, I am declaring one variable, that is n. So I am writing for loop n equal to n less than or equal to 9 n plus plus plus. So opening curly braces, if n double equal to 4, then it will continue. So here n is 2, n double equal to 4, so condition is wrong, that's why the continuous statement will not be executed. So now it will print the output. Now we have a printf statement, that is printf slash percentage d n value will be printed on output screen. Here n contains 2, that will be printed on the output screen. Now the value will be incremented by 1, 2 plus 1, that is 3. So if n double equal to 4, condition is true, condition is false, so now continuous statement will not be executed. Now printf statement, it prints the 3 on the output screen. So now I value will be incremented, that is 4. So now I value will be n value will be 4 double equal to 4, that is, so the condition is true, then the continue. So here no printf statement is not executed here because the condition is true, continue. Whenever a compiler executes continue, then the compiler goes to the for loop condition. So it will check the condition and now the value is 5. So if checks the condition in 5 double equal to 4, condition is wrong, it will execute the printf statement. So it will execute the statement until we get the 9 as output. So after getting 9 as output, the n value will be incremented, the condition is 9 plus 1, so that is now n value contains 10. Here the condition is 10 less than or equal to 9, so condition is false. Now the compiler goes to the printf statement, that is here the printf statement contains the message like out of loop. So after that we have a closing curly brace. So this program will be executed. So there are no statement to execute after the closing curly braces of main function. So here the output is 2 3 5 6 7 8 9 out of the loop. So this is continuous statement. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you so much.